Hello, welcome to Stu's News. I don't know what number it is. 32 I think. I don't know, I'll find out after. It's chucking it down here. It's not much better in Spain at the Vuelta. So here's a bit of news. I did say yesterday that, because I'm on holiday this week, that you can find all this information on GN News about these hard drives and laptops and stuff, but it's actually G News, gnews.org, I think, and follow Lud Mulan on Parler, Twitter, wherever. There's loads of stuff coming out. So, Amy Coney Barrett was confirmed to the Supreme Court. So now the Republicans have control of that, which could spell disaster. Well, we know it does, for the deep state. So Trump's had 3 court justices approved to the Supreme Court in the last 3 years, while he's been installing judges and getting rid of the swamp, etc. It's quite funny, isn't it, that the 3 judges he's had installed, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch and Barrett, spells KGB, doesn't it, with their initials? So the deep state wants to talk about Russian collusion. Have a bit of that. You'll see all the Liberals and Democrats have gone absolutely garrity about this. AOC's talking about expanding the court now, and this is what, Trump was asking Biden about. You're going to load the court. I think basically what that means, I think the Republicans now control it 6-3. I think there's 9 in there. So to load the court, the Democrats would say if they took control and the White House, they just had another 5 judges in, straight in, bosh them in there, and then it'd be 14, wouldn't it? 8-6, something like that. Yeah, but that's what that means. So anyway, that all happened on Hillary Clinton's birthday. So happy birthday, you old trout. Tick tock. More information is coming out about Hunter Biden, and apparently there's information that Jill Biden, Joe Biden obviously knew about all this, and there's information in there saying that they've been covering for him underage girls. That's as far as it's gone so far. Nothing more has been released, but this is coming out all the time. And there's also a picture come out of Hunter Biden in the Oval Office with Barack Hussein Obama, gay boy, in 2016, in which they were discussing militarisation of the South China Sea or something like that, and actually it was Joe Biden that had the pictures, and it's all about blackmail and the CCP and how all these fuckers are just owned, but that's all coming out. What have I got there? Why doesn't that... China. Let me just have a quick... Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. No wonder they call it the laptop from hell. Trump does. All this information is coming out, and it's, the Wiener laptop, the Clinton emails is coming out. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Julian Assange makes a little appearance before too long. Maybe along with some other faces we haven't seen for a while. Who knows? Let me just show this clip, because this is an old one, and how do I do it? PC screen. This cracks me up. I'll show that button in a minute. Here we go. They have been warned.
China. We need independence.
Yeah. And what's your message to... have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole. China.
I'll play that again.
Independence.
Yeah. And what's your message to? Have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole. China.
It comes from China. That's great, that is. Alright, let's go back onto that one for a sec. Yes, Twitter, FB, Google, YouTube now are really going into overdrive trying to cover all this information up that's coming out. I said there was, I said it yesterday, over 7 million global accounts that have been shut down of people telling the truth on all platforms. So yesterday Twitter changed its terms of service, and basically what we've all been saying for a while, the truthers, is that how can Twitter, Facebook and these platforms ban everything to do with 17 and on, CUE and on, the far right conspiracy theory, which is absolutely pathetic. It's none of that. This is why none of the journalists ever cover any of the drops, because it's all about peace, love, unity, bringing people to justice. And what they did, Twitter have changed their terms yesterday. Sorry, they were banning everything to do with CUE 17 and still allowing people to talk about paedophilia, because all these people that control these things are paedophiles. And they changed their terms of service yesterday, now that all the truth's starting to come out about who the paedophiles really are and what they've been up to. Absolute zero tolerance for it now. So they've banned it all now that the truth's coming out about them. It's hilarious. Now, you ever listen to this Steve Bannon thing here? PC screen. This is quality.
You know, on when Uranium One, I needed the New York Times. Don't need you now, right? And it doesn't matter how much Twitter and Facebook pull it down. The more you pull this stuff down, the more people just want to see it, right? It's the Streisand effect. So we don't need you. We don't need validation by the Washington Post. We don't need validation by CNN. We don't need validation by the New York Times. I needed it back then. Don't need it now. So you guys are just going to have to embrace the suck, because you're not getting a hard drive until after the evening of November 3rd. Okay? After November 3rd, I'm gonna have New York Times. Hey, here's your hard drive. Here's your hard drive. Have all the hard drives you want, because the investigation of the Bidens are going to go on for a long time. Win, lose, or draw, because they have to be made an example of, because we're not going to let our country be sold out to the Chinese Communist Party.
Brilliant. What he's talking about there. Oh, hang on. Let's get that rid of that screen. Let's go there. And my favourite screen. There we go. What he's talking about there is the Streisand effect, which basically means the more and more and more these fuckers try to cover up for their crimes and what they've been up to, the more it has the opposite effect and wakes the people up. You heard Magenta Pixie talking a few months back, and basically she was saying, well, there's two timelines that sort of run in parallel that we could go on. Peace, you know, ascending to 5D or whatever, and the New World Order, right? And they were sort of like this. But the more it's come together, she said now there's only one timeline, and it goes round in a spiral like this to the end point. And the more the deep state and the cabal tries to do to stop this inevitability, the quicker we are going to get there. So it is wonderful to see. Happy days. Right. Someone said to me, I hate Trump. I don't like the way he does it. He runs it like a show, like a circus. And I'll tell you why he does that. He is running a show like a circus. It is America after all. They are America, you know, and you've got to love their passion at these rallies and stuff, you can see Biden and Harris and even Obama now, bit of tumbleweed, everyone beating their horns. More Trump supporters show up at one of their rallies to disrupt it than there is, and have a laugh, than there is actual Biden, Harris supporters, Obama supporters. No, everyone knows. Everyone's waking up. And Trump, if you watch one of his rallies, all his rallies are similar because he keeps repeating. Even his White House pressers during the COVID, he keeps repeating and repeating and repeating stuff to drill it into the people. This is what's going on, and this is the truth. Because the mainstream media have, what they do is parrot and parrot and parrot lies and lies and lies. And the more they do that, the more people think it must be true. Trump is combating that, and he's turning it all around, and it's great to watch. Trump is forcing the media to tell the truth, because if they don't, it's either that or they're going to become obsolete, aren't they? We are the news now. People like me, people doing these little news channels, all the big boys doing their news channels. There's a lawsuit just come out now. Let me get this up as well. This is Zach Voorhees. He used to work for Google. He's what am I doing? Blank. That one now. Let's get rid of Bannon. Right, here we go. I can't make it any bigger. This is called Punch Google, and it's because of that massive YouTube purge the other day. Zach has released this whatever it is. It's San Diego, California, on October the 26th, 2020, 15 YouTube content creators filed a federal lawsuit against Google and YouTube, alleging in 17 claims for relief that Google and YouTube breached the terms of service and violated the First Amendment rights when they summarily deplatformed the plaintiffs' channels and removed their content from YouTube without advance notice. We know about getting accounts deleted, don't we? And stuff removed off YouTube. Yes. The plaintiffs are the creators of YouTube channels including Just Informed Talk, SGT Report, X22 Report, Space Shot 76, True Reporting, Red Pill 78, Edge of Wonder, Prime Edit, Amazing Polly, Woke Societies, Daniel Lee, Deception, Buys, In the Matrix, Destroying the Illusion, and Sarah Westall. Blah blah blah. So this is this is being filed now. So I watched an interview with Zach earlier, and Jordan Sather, I don't know if he was on the list, but he might be on the list. And Zach said you need to go to punchgoogle.com. Anyway, I've tried it for my phone and it's got a bad gateway, so I don't know if Google have censored that already, but the hashtag is trending, I believe, and I don't even really know what trending means, but I think that means a lot of people are using it. There you go. Right, a couple of other points. Operation Autumn Hope is still ongoing, and they are rescuing. We know about all the rescue of these kids that's meant to be happening, but above ground, whatever, they're rescuing kids all the time. There's more and more stories coming out. Another 50 kids have been rescued from human traffickers there, and another 45 there and stuff. So they've never gone after these traffickers and rescued more kids than since Trump has been into office. So that's brilliant. There's more reports on the flu numbers coming out. Basically, where's the flu gone? There's more and more sites are reporting on this now that COVID's cured the flu now. We shall see about that. I mean, you've got to ask yourself, really, if COVID was as bad as they said it was. and the media hadn't pushed this fear campaign, that surely all the supermarket workers in the country would have been on their arses by now. I don't think any homeless people have been affected by it, and they haven't got the greatest immune systems at all, have they? So we need to look at all this sort of stuff. Right, the deep state. This is why now the deep state tried to shut down the US economy with this COVID scare and their mainstream media propaganda tool to blame it all on Trump, get Trump out of office with the election coming up. However, that didn't work, because Trump, even through that, has brought the economy back, started breaking records again. This is why then all of a sudden, especially after in Stu's News yesterday, I showed you that bit about Fauci saying no one should ever wear masks, you don't need to, only the sick, etc. This is why all of a sudden, oh my God, from the 24th of so and so or whatever, and now on this date people have got to start wearing masks. It's to carry on this fear campaign, right? Because they know just the COVID on its own hasn't worked, has it, against Trump? So what you'll see now is Trump has signed an executive order yesterday. What am I doing now? PC screen again. Which basically gives him the authority to fire federal workers for disloyalty and things like that. The order would strip civil service protections from a broad swathe of career civil servants if it is decided that they are in confidential policy determining, policy making or policy advocating positions, a description previously reserved for the political appointees who come and go with each administration. It does that by, oh, that's all fucking waffle anyway, isn't it? Basically, he's draining the swamp. Yeah, cool, that's a nice bit of hair there over his ear, isn't it? Yeah, he is draining the swamp, and a lot of these people are resigning already, so they can jog, can't they? Right, let's just change that back to my main news screen again. That's that. So, I mean, just on a final note today, 4 new countries yesterday, haven't they, want to join this Middle East peace deal with Israel and stuff. If Trump goes on with what he's doing, with all this Middle East peace deals, bringing the troops home, not going to war with anyone, we're going to have world peace. Now, how many, if you could ask anyone in the world, what do you wish? 8 out of 10 people, it was safe for the world. If, it was for the world, not just for themselves, I want £1 million, please. Right? If you wanted something for the planet, what would it be? 8 out of 10, at least, should say world peace, shouldn't they? Well, we could be on course for this. And what you're finding out now with all this truth coming out and all this censorship is that everything, the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, and the mainstream media has told you about Trump. And the reasons why you, if you're a Trump hater, hate Trump, is them. It's what they do. And it's who they fucking are. And the truth is coming. And the truth will out. Pay attention. Eyes on. Where we go one, we go all. That was Stu's News today. Thank you. Love and light.